Our very dear embodied souls, now is the long-awaited moment of your conscious union on earth, through the connection of all from the love in your hearts. Your intervention is decisive for the ascension of humanity, and you already have all the necessary knowledge with the internal communication of each of you with your higher self. It is now that the moment has come to feel inside of you that call to action of all united, and at the same time in your internal communication. Each one of you ought to remember to receive and feel more clarity. However, us your higher selves united would like to clarify the following. Humanity is waiting for the coming of the ascended masters, of extraterrestrials from higher worlds, of the Christ, of the primordial God himself. You should know then that they are already here. Regarding the intervention of all these beings. Nevertheless, the most important intervention is that of you, the Lightworkers. Given that you are your higher selves, you are the teachers. You are your inner Christ blooming. You are God's plan for this world, earth as parts of God in manifestation to help humanity in their ascension. You were called for this service to humanity. And here you are in the present now remembering who you are, your commitment, and the great power of love expression that you have. Now is the time for your unification by the internal connection of each one of you, and externally, in the same service for oneness. This is necessary, and carried out by assisting humanity. Always within your own creativity, and freely, as the master souls that you are. The dark is losing power, but they are using all their might to keep ruling this planet. Those that are asleep do not care because they can be controlled easily by spreading fear, which is their sole concern. Is the light workers to which they devote all their efforts to disunite so that they are always many of you wasting your valuable time in constant entertainment. As an example of this. There are many channelings out there that are not from the teachers they claim to be, with lies and half-truths, conveniently very well presented for you to believe. The channelings that are from the ascended masters are very few and only a minimum amount possible so that you remember who you are, light workers. All the others are for the people of goodwill that are awakening. You will realize that everything that is stated in these channelings, you already know. Even though you like to listen to them again and again. And those few that are for you, you also like to listen to them repeatedly, many of you almost daily. And without taking them later on to the lived experience. We know that you are very tired, and do not see helpful results to your social problems. Many of you remain waiting for outside beings to come and solve them. The beings of the stars who have come to solve all the problems of mankind are you, dear souls, the Lightworkers. God's current plan for Earth is loving the dark beings, because they are also your brothers and sisters, as a part of God who must be understood with unconditional love. They are just like you. They are your mirrors that attract who the majority of you portray to be. They need their energy food that humans provide for them with all kinds of fears and sufferings. That's how they get it. With an intelligence which is much more acute than yours. Likewise, you have more intelligence than the animal kingdom, and from them, you get in the same way your food. Many of you are changing your food habits without killing animals. You are teaching them that you can respect all kinds of life by changing your diet with the energy of love. If you don't want to die of starvation, or if you have to leave this world, it's not the case that they are bad. They are simply somewhat more or less removed from the light of God. Do not forget that your higher brothers and sisters from all universes are always helping the earth and humanity in infinite different ways. However, for physical contact to exist, it is necessary for humanity to raise their vibration. God's plan of action for Earth that we are stating below within this center, and in service to oneness, is as follows. to create fifth-dimensional centers of light and love in groups of lightworkers all over the world. They will help to awake souls by encouraging them with your living example and all the necessary knowledge that you can offer to all the awakening ones that ask you for help. These centers can be out in nature, in the cities, and in all the places that you consider most suitable. They will be there to help yourselves and everybody else. They will be irradiating light and projecting love upon all places in the world to enable your ascension. The groups of creators of these fifth-dimensional centers of light and love should not be more than 12 people or couples. The exact number does not matter, but it is important that they are not too ny. Because in all institutions created upon earth, with many members, darkness is infiltrated in the organization in order to control their own material interests. Each group will have no leader, since the only leader of each one of you is yourself, your own conscience, your own divinity, which is the manifestation of your higher self that you already consciously are. This service that we are indicating to you of the fifth-dimensional centers of love and light will be created across the entire world, because you will feel them within yourselves, with your own connection with your higher selves in manifestation as each of your souls are. You are living the long-awaited time of your unification, and the inner connection within each one of you. It has cost you many incarnations of learning and of personal work so that you all would be well prepared, and the time has already arrived. The time to commit ourselves to our covenant. All united simultaneously with all your might. The primary need is the conscious and constant union of all the light workers. United as incarnated souls in internal connection with your individual higher selves. At the same time, us your higher selves, would be also united in physical manifestation. Each one with our own soul, and with the external union of all in aid to the ascension of all humankind. In this way of internal, external, and direct connection and union of all the centers, and of each center with your higher selves united, darkness can neither infiltrate, nor interfere, although they will constantly try to do it in all possible ways in your most vulnerable areas. However, you can take advantage of each one of those incidents to overcome them, showing each one of you through all of it, your own expertise. These centers are to be created to learn everything that is needed to ascend to the fifth dimension, upon obtaining their own required balanced vibrational frequency. Nevertheless, nobody is going to do your own work for you. It is of no use to be praying and meditating all day if you do not apply what you have learned to yourselves, and in aid to others. Light is information. Love is creation. But before creating you have to become well informed. Darkness is separation and absence of light. And you are projecting the necessary light to unite and replace the dark system with unified love all over the world. With all our love, your superior beings united in humanity's mission.